This company promises you one-click, ready-made coding apps that allow you to activate new features on your BMW and Volkswagen Group cars. Simple Car Guy here, and today we are checking out this OBDeleven diagnostics and coding tool that comes in this tiny package. This thing truly is tiny. As you can see, it's barely the size of the OBD2 plug. So what I'm gonna do is just plug it into the car and then we'll jump on the app. And with the adapter plugged in, we can grab our phone and open up the OBDeleven BMW app. There's also one for VW group cars as well, but obviously I am in a BMW, so that's what I'm gonna use. We're gonna go ahead, click on that, it's gonna load up. For the first time we're gonna use it, you will have to go in and create an account, and if you plan on using the apps, you'll have to add some credits. I'll talk about that in more detail later, but to connect to the actual adapter, all you have to do is click connect. Then it shows up at the bottom here, and we're gonna click OBDeleven, whatever the MAC address is. It's probably gonna be different than yours. Then it obviously is detecting the vehicle. It has detected that we have 14.4 volts, so the battery is good on this car. Now it shows us that we are in 2016 BMW i3, which is correct, and it's reading the control unit. So let's give it a few seconds to finish that up. And done. So it took about 30 seconds for it to scan all of the modules and the control unit. So now we can go to the bottom here and click on control units, and we'll be able to see everything that it has scanned. So as you can see, it's very nicely presented, a lot nicer and more user-friendly than you would see on a lot of like mechanic scan tools, which I think, since they're going for more consumer audience, this makes a lot of sense. You can visualize what you're looking at. So we have our airbag and battery management electronics, range extender motor electronics, and like pretty cool pictures here as well. So yeah, very nice. You can easily tell what is what, and you can go by the status. You can also change it by the ID. So we have, 01, 06, 07, 09, or even by the name. So whatever works for you. But then, of course, you can go into every single of those systems, and we can get some of the information. So we can get some info. Here's our module information. We can also go to faults. So it's going to scan the actual module, and as we can see, there's no faults here. And if there were, we could just slide it to clear it. All right, so that's the control units. That's basically your all system full car diagnostic. So that's pretty cool. It actually gives you the ability to check and clear the codes, and these are BMW specific codes and not just generic OBD2 codes that are, well, kind of useless unless you're only working with the engine or the transmission. And of course, if you don't want to go to every single control unit to see if there's any codes, you can just go back to home and hit tap to scan, and this way it will scan all of the modules at the same time and then give you the results if there's any faults and things like that. There's multiple reasons to use one or the other. I kind of prefer going one by one if I know there's an issue or if I'm working on a specific module or on a specific system. But if you just want to see the overall health status of your car, this is probably the way to do it. Okay, so as you can see, it has found 12 faults. See if we can click on that and see what it shows us. And there you go. Now it will show you what those issues are. So let's go to charging interface and see what that could be. And it looks like the charging socket cover defect for something sensor. Let's clear it, and there you go. The faults are now cleared. Obviously, after, you will have to maybe drive the car and open and close it to see if the issue has been solved, if it's just an actual sensor issue, or if it's a software issue, whatever it may be. But that's a good way to troubleshoot a lot of issues. Either way, you can see there's a good way to diagnose your car using this app. So what makes this tool and app different from all the other diagnostic tools on the market? Well, this can actually enable features that your car may not have, or that just have not been enabled for your country, with just one click. I know you can code most of these features using different tools, but you will actually have to know where to go, which module to select, and there's a lot involved, so it's a little bit riskier that you can mess something up and enable something you don't want to enable, or you don't back it up properly, whatever it may be. This gives you a lot of convenience and ease of use, as it's just a one click, and the coding is already made for you. It's kind of pre-programmed app that will do all the steps for you. So you don't need to know how to code anything or how the module works. One click enables the hidden feature. So what are these hidden features and options that you can enable? On this BMW i3, there is a decent amount, but of course, the newer the car, the more things you will have. You can look through the list here and you can check their website to see what the list is, but obviously some of the most important one for a BMW i3 is going to be the range extender hold state of charge. This enables you to run the little backup engine basically as soon as you hit 75% charge, and then you can keep charging the battery as you're driving. This is enabled by default in Europe, but in United States it is not. So this option will enable it for you automatically. But before we do that, let's go through the options and see what else we have. I'm not going to go through all of them because there's a lot, but you have power front window safety. So this will allow the windows basically to stop when the door is open. So you can enable or disable that depending on what you like. You can enable front fog lights with parking lights, auto folding mirrors. I have that enabled on mine already. And the cool thing is actually when you go into it, you can see if you have it enabled or not. So see, at the moment, I have it active. Of course, you can add video in motion, but you must have the NBT system. I have the CIC, so this would not work on this specific car. But yeah, those are the options. You can do unit conversions, low temperature warnings, brake disc drying. I'm not sure what that one is, but that sounds pretty cool. Visual unlock, visual lock confirmations. You can do the steering heating memory. That's pretty cool. This car doesn't have the steering wheel heating memory, but that would be pretty awesome. You can remove the speed limiter or change it to a higher speed limiter. I mean, all of these other ones, I'm just gonna, mention the ones I think are pretty cool. Emergency braking lights, so this like the blinking stuff at the top. You can also change the default driving mode. So if you want to start in sport, you can do that. All of these other comfort openings and comfort closing, license plate lights, you can enable, disable those with your DRLs, auto unlocking, welcome lights. I mean, you can see how much stuff is in here, right? Like, it's pretty crazy what you can do with most of these cars. Obviously, not all of them will work on every single car. Your car has to have the option to enable the function. But yeah, for most of them, you can also disable the seatbelt warnings, which is nice for when you have, let's say, a laptop on your passenger seat and it keeps, beeping at you that you have to buckle the passenger. Yeah, comfort mirrors, folding and unfolding, comfort opening, so you can open it with the key, open the car with the key. You can also make the electronics turn off when exiting. And yeah, so, and wiper completion. I just did that on my Z4 and I loved it because it was really annoying that the wipers wouldn't stop at the very bottom. Now let's actually do one and see how it works. So the cool thing is that it gives you information about what it will do, like what the actual feature is about, what the requirements are. So yeah, obviously if you have a BMW i3, it has to have a range extender, otherwise what are you enabling? And in car procedure, it tells you where to find that option after it is actually enabled in your vehicle. So let's do it. We're going to go select option. I'm going to hit activate, and we're just going to let it do its thing. As you can see, the screen just restarted, so it's adding that option. I still haven't done anything. I'm just sitting here. Oh, and it's done. There you go. Now it's activated. If we go to the menu here, we go to settings. Now we have range extender. And there it is. So if my state of charge was under 75%, I could then enable hold state of charge, and we'll be able to drive basically as long as we have gas. Pretty cool that you can do that. So yeah, that's basically the idea of this app and the adapter. It allows you to enable features without having to do anything. You just go in, pick the feature you like, hit activate, and well, it's done. That's all you have to do. One thing I do have to talk about is the credit system. So it's not like you just buy the adapter, because it is pretty cheap. It's like 60 bucks. But if you do want to use these apps, you will have to get credits to actually spend on activating these features. All of the other stuff, like scanning the modules and the control units and all that stuff, that's included. You don't have to pay anything extra. However, for the apps, you have to get credits. How much are these credits? Well, that's what it is for me. It may depend on your country or whatever it is, but looks like 100 credits is about $24, and it costs 50 credits to enable the range extender hold option. So it would be about $12 for you to enable that feature. Now, does that make sense for you? I don't know. But if you, let's say, just want to enable that one feature, that makes a lot of sense. You're only spending $12 to get that feature. On other devices, you will have to learn how to use the coding options, how to actually code and where to go and which module, what to enable. And you'll probably pay $30 to $50 just for a license. So you'll be spending more. So to me, you don't pay a lot for the adapter. It's cheap and it allows you to do full car diagnostics, but then you pay for stuff you use per use. That's great for personal use, and if you have one car and you want to enable a couple of features, that's awesome. You're going to save a lot of money, but probably not great for a shop or someone working on lots of cars, or if you want to be enabling stuff for your friends' cars. So like I said, it's up to you, but I thought I would mention it so you're not shocked that you have to pay extra when you want to enable all of these features. On that note, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to learn more about this app or the device or anything else from this company, check out the link in the description. And if you like this video, why not check out this awesome video from my channel? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.